you can, and when I say can, I mean you actually can do way more than you think. This is not going to be one of those videos where it's like, and nothing's impossible, you can do everything, and you're amazing, and life's great. It's not one of those videos. What I'm trying to say is that you genuinely don't understand your capabilities until you push yourself 100% and then do that again and get further. So here's how you actually push your limits, right? Because everyone says, oh, just try 100%, right? Try 100%. You don't know what trying 100% is like because you never try 100%. I very rarely try 100%, right? Like, the only times I can think of trying 100% when I'm doing like a brand new bench PR, and I'm gonna push it, and I'm stuck there for like 10 seconds, and it's like not moving, and you're just there like trying not to let the bar drop, stuck there for like 10 to 15, 20 seconds, trying 100% to get the bar up, and it's not moving, and eventually you just barely get it up on the rack. That's 100%. That was 100% because you had no other choice. Because if you fail, it just doesn't count, right? So you had to push as hard as you could, and you almost didn't make it. If it had been, boom, PR, push, and it goes, that's not really 100%, because it could have been harder. It could have been harder. But when you're there to the point where it's like not moving for like 10 or 15 seconds, when you're really like, okay, this is not going anywhere, and you finally get the bar up, that's 100%. Maybe you're going for a run, right? And you decide, I'm just going to sprint, and you run as fast as you can. You just keep going, and you feel like your organs are like failing because you're just running as hard as you can, and you got like a stitch, or you feel the 100%. Most people, including myself, very, very, very rarely try 100%. You don't try 100% in school. You don't try 100% in your job. You don't try 100% in the gym. You don't try 100% in anything ever. Trying 100%, giving your all, giving your best is a great idea, but it is so rare that anyone actually does that. Trying 100%. The only time that most people try 100% is if you go to the gym and train to failure, to the complete point of not failure, like, oh, do a rep, and this one didn't work. Like, genuinely like pulling for the rep, whatever you're doing, like bicep curls, and you're pulling, and you just can't get it. That's 100%. 100% is where you keep going until you can't go any further. Not until you decide it's hard and give up. Not until the job is done. Not until you feel satisfied. Not until you feel like you made progress. 100% is when you can't go any further. That is how you need to reach 100%. Now, is it actually good to go 100%, to actually give your all, right? Occasionally. You are not better off to give 100% in every single situation all of the time. Right? Because if you exert yourself 100% in every single thing you do, you'll have no energy, you'll be tired, you'll be sore, you'll probably hurt yourself, and you'll probably have some issues. So you should go 100% sometimes. When you're in the gym, you should train 100% for a few sets. Go really to fail, really push yourself as far as you can go a couple of times. You do too many times you might tear a muscle, you might hurt yourself. Do it a safe amount. Because you don't want to be the person who never tries 100% and just fails. But you also don't want to be the person who tries 100% in absolutely everything and ends up going too far, right? Now, what I'm saying, you may think, you might either be one of the two people. You might either be the person who goes, I try 100%, I try really hard, what are you saying? You're silly, you don't understand what I'm, you don't know me, blah, 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 blah. And you might be having these coping mechanisms. But just listen. Or you might be the person who goes, trying 100% all the time, that can't be bad. You're just, you don't know what trying 100% is. You can't go too far, right? You need to be as close as you can get to that 100% line without being at 100% all the time. You need to be at like 90% most of the time and 100% of the time, 100% sometimes. Because if you go 100% in every single set you do, and you go to complete failure every set and you're failing reps and you'll just tear a muscle, you'll get injured. So you need to do a few sets for each workout. You need to do a bunch of sets that are, heavy and challenging sets and really train hard. But you don't go fully to failure on every set, do you? Because you'll hurt a muscle, right? You don't run until you drop and pass out, do you? Because that's just probably going to end up bad, right? You don't, if you're writing a book, you don't write until your fingers start bleeding, do you? You might, but you probably shouldn't. If you're sitting at a keyboard typing, you don't sit on the keyboard typing until you've been there for 2 days and you fall asleep and your hands are blistered. Like going 100%, you don't understand how actually detrimental that can be, or how much progress you can make going 100% until you actually do it. You don't even know how far you can get the 100%. Now, I don't even really know. The reason I'm able to tell you what 100% is like is because I've gone 100% a very small handful of times, and I've tried pretty hard in some things. I've done 80%, 90%, right, in a lot of things, right? Where you're doing the workouts and you're going to failure like 5 times, where you are running and you run until you genuinely can't go anymore, right? And then you're walking back and you're like hobbling around because you just ran that far, that hard, right? You don't know what 100% is like. You don't know what 100% is like because you never go 100%. You never actually push yourself to 100%. So until you've done that, until you go for a run and you run so far, you run for so long, until you can no longer run, you're like stumbling around, right? Your legs are so tired, right? Until you're running, until you feel like you've just done like 3 leg days in a row, and you're like stumbling around, right? You know the memes where it's like POV after you do a leg day, and it's a guy like walking down the stairs, and he's like stumbling around and he falls down. Until you've done that, you don't understand what 100% is like. You don't understand, right? Until you stay up and you're working so hard, you're getting 5 hours of sleep every night. You don't understand what 100% is like. But here's the thing, 100% is not always a good thing. In fact, in many cases, it's not a good thing, right? There's many things you shouldn't do to 100%, but there's a few things. There's a few things you should go 100% at sometimes. The general rule is you should stick to around about 80%, right? 80% effort in everything you can do, and 100% where it is necessary. If you go 100% in every set of the gym, you'll hurt yourself. But if you go 80% in every set, and 100% at the final set of each exercise, that's where the gains are made, right? That is where the progress is made. So, you don't know what 100% is like. Get to 100% effort. Try something right now and go to 100%. Get on the floor and do push-ups until you can no longer do the push-up. And when you fail the rep, sit there for like 5 seconds, don't let go, and then go for another rep. And you might get it. You'll be surprised. You might fail, but then go for one more, and actually get one more. Because you thought you got 100%, you didn't actually. You will never know if you go to 100% until you try, and you'll fail. And you try again, you fail. That's 100%. I'll see you tomorrow.